any baggy jewelry, anything like that. All right, next question. No horseplay around the shop. Is that true or false? Obviously, that's true, right? That's a distraction, isn't it? I need you to be on your best behavior and mature when you are in the wood shop. Next question. Use equipment only with instructor's permission. We've had questions like that before. That's true. Okay. Next question. Never use equipment if you have not been properly instructed to do so. That's true. So if I've tested you on the radio arm saw and the miter saw and the table saw, but we haven't gotten to the joiner yet, you haven't either passed by 100% or you haven't performance tested with me here, you cannot use that machine until we do. Next question. Finishing materials may not be used in well-ventilated areas. That's false. Why would we do that? Okay, we need a well-ventilated area if we're applying finish. That goes for some finish, right? If we're doing our cutting board in mineral oil, there is very low odor, if any. We can put that finish on, right? Tung oil, that is that would be poisonous if you drunk it, where this one is not, right? Mineral oil is used in infants when they're constipated. This is not poisonous. Low odor, not poisonous. Little more odor to tung oil, and it is poisonous. You'll have gloves when you're putting it on, but it's low odor enough to where we don't need a finish room and high ventilation for that. Now, if we're spraying lacquer, that is something that creates a lot of odor, and that odor can be combustible. We would need a finish room for that, and our finish room is over there. It's still under construction. That's why we have such a mess in here. So some of the finishes we have that have high odor or combustible must be in well-ventilated areas. So once again, the question says, finishing materials cannot be used in well-ventilated areas. That's false. They need to be in well-ventilated areas. All right, keep cabinet drawers and doors closed. True. We don't want to leave them open like this, right? If you need something, you'll open the door and then you'll close it when you're done. Because what if we need to go to the sink over there? Okay, or somebody backs into the edge, the sharp edge of a door. That is not good. So we do need to keep them closed. Okay, it is okay to make adjustments while a machine is running. You've been tested on that on multiple different machines, right? An example of that might be the table saw. If you're making your cut and you figure out, oh, the blade isn't high enough because I can't run it through, you wouldn't, while it's running, make your height adjustment change. No, you're going to turn it off, wait for the blade to stop, and then you're going to make your adjustment. Okay, 1/4 inch above and lock it down. Never, never make an adjustment on any machine while it is running. Next question, 23. Using tools and equipment require your complete attention at all times. That's true, okay? Once again, we don't distract others because then no longer is their attention on the operation that they're doing, right? So it requires our complete attention at all times. Next question, a tool should always be held by the handle. That's right. Why would you ever want to hold it by the sharp end? That doesn't make sense. Okay, if you run into something, it's going to cut your hand. By the handles, okay? Most of our hand tools have handles. Use them. Tools should only be used for what they're intended to do. We've talked about that. That's true, okay? When finished with the tool, return it to its assigned area. Absolutely true. Yeah, we're going to need them the next day and in the next class, right? So we don't leave things out and about the shop. After you use it and you're done, put it back in its spot. Everything will have its proper place, and I'll train you where that place is. Okay? Never handle electrical equipment if your hands are wet or if you are standing on a wet floor. Makes sense, doesn't it? Because of possibility of electrical shock. So that's true. Equipment with a damaged cord should only be used if all others are in use. So, for example, if we have sanders, we have a dozen of them, okay? And all 11 are being used, and you find one, and you see that the cord is damaged. Don't use it. We don't use damaged equipment, okay? Because of possible electric shock. So if you see a bare wire, that means you shouldn't be using it. Bring it to me, and I will get it repaired. Equipment with damaged power cord should only be used if all others are in use. False. Next question. Do not yank on a power cord to disconnect the tool. That means don't do this to disconnect, right? You're going to ruin the cord. What you want to do is hold on to the power cord at both ends and pull it apart. Okay? Don't yank on it from below, because that will eventually short out that cord. Next question. We're getting there, guys. Use all the equipment guards and other safety devices when you operate power equipment. Most of these machines have guards. Here's the guard for the radio arm saw, protects us from the blade. Here's the guard on the miter saw. Once again, it protects us from the blade. Guard on the band saws, protect us from the blade. Guard on the table saw, right? And guard on the joiner, protects us from the blade. Okay, very important. So yes, true. Use all recommended guards and other safety devices when you operate power equipment. Next question, number 31. Always disconnect the power equipment before you make any major adjustments to the cutter head. True. All right. It says like changing a blade. I'll be doing that. Okay. But most of the adjustments, right, I make. But if you have one where I've approved you, like setting the blade height, make that with the power off. Always make equipment adjustments while it is running. False. We've seen that one already, right? When you turn off a machine, stay with it until it is completely stopped. For example, this machine. The blade runs a while. The radio arm saw, it's going to run a while. So what I want you to do, you're going to return it behind the fence and you're going to lock it down so the next person can't get to that blade without unlocking it and bringing it forward. All right? So that would be a good example. On the band saw, it runs for a while as well, right? If we turn it off, it's going to run and run and run. Great big blade, heavy wheels. We have to, before we leave the machine, we want to use the brake and stop the blade. So yeah, it is important to make sure that the blades have been stopped before you